See, I asked the guy, I said, baby, why not let me be your guy, you know? You see the way that my side bears full? That is the way that my shop full for Alaba market. But I didn't want to talk too much. I just want to introduce my own very friend, Dr. Njakri Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We are coming to you from the greatest city in the world. Yeah. New York City is so great.
How great?
That in other cities of the world, when you give people lemon, they make lemonade. When you give them chalk, they make chocolate. But in New York City, when you give us snow, we make awesomeness. Watch.
If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you.
I know. And just like everything New York City, it comes to an end as soon as you see the NYPD. Oh yeah, that's how everything ends here. Watch.
Lost Jesse.
Wow, I don't know how that could have been more.
Yes, officer?
Someone complained about you, so we're just gonna act like we're talking to you, alright?
You guys are awesome.
I know. The truth is that New York City, we are anything but pretentious. That is why our greatest export to the rest of America, Donald Trump, is kicking the behind of his competitors. He has defied logic, defied gravity, defied Fox News, and even that bimbo called Megyn Kelly. No Republican running for the presidency of the United States has ever turned his or her back on Fox News and survived. Nobody. But not Trump. Here is Trump this week giving reasons why he will not participate in the last Republican debate before the Iowa caucus. Watch.
Well, Fox is playing games, yeah. Fox is going to make a fortune. I told Fox you should give money to the wounded warriors. I'm not a fan of Megyn Kelly. I think she's a third-rate reporter. I think she, frankly, is not good at what she does.
Oops. Did he call Megyn Kelly a third-rated reporter? Oh, my God, Donna. What is wrong with that man? What else? What else did he say? Watch.
See, the point is that with me, they're dealing with somebody that's a little bit different. They can't toy with me like they toy with everybody else. So let them have their debate, and let's see how they do with the ratings.
Rating.
Hey!
Momudoka.
Papudoka.
Momudoka. This is the monologue.
I saw the ticket you bought. You want to go
what
to the
ticket?
Abi? Oh, you forgot?
What ticket?
You
To where?
wanted to show me the ticket.
To go to where?
Anyway.
To go to where? Eritrea? What?
No.
Is that a country? Where?
Uh-uh.
I'm in the monologue.
Shut up! You're going to marry another wife, Abi. For your information, that law has been cancelled. Shame on you. You will sleep outside.
Like what?
Don't come home, oh. Make sure you remain here.
I don't know what you're talking
with your
about.
tomato, whatever. You stay here with her.
Thank you. Bye. Why is she? Who let her in here?
I don't know. It wasn't me. Hey, doctor.
Is it true that they law? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's go. Let's keep going. They said my visa will come in today. So where was I? I had Donald Trump. I don't know. We may never say bye-bye to this man. Yeah, this Donald Trump. We may never. Of course, he skipped the debate. He didn't show up. He had his own show on the same night of the debate. And his show had more people watching. Now, the good news is that the show is over. It's done. No more pretension anymore from now. This week, the first vote in the 2016 presidential election will take place. Yeah, if Trump wins the votes, then I tell you, be very afraid. Be very afraid. Some of you Nigerians in America may have to return to the creek. Like this one.
We're done.
See fish where they wear safety vests. as if it will keep him afloat. With that his big stomach. Anyway, talking about pretenses. The Italian government last week ran into trouble when they covered the nude statues of some statues at their Capitol building.
They did?
Yeah, they covered it to please the Iranian president Hassan Rouhani. Oh yeah. In one single move, the Italian government annoyed her citizens and also the Iranians. Yes. Really? Now, this kind of nonsense will not happen under President Donald Trump. It will happen.
Yes, nonsense.
Now, the question Italians were now asking they were asking questions like, what else are we covering up to make this Iranian leader happy?
Yes.
Are we covering up the graves of our ancestors who led the crusades? Now, when I say crusade, I don't mean this that thing that your pastor do at night. With loudspeakers and microphone. No. This crusade is a major historical landmark. I know you don't hear this on Keeping It Real. I'm just trying to update you. Now, on the part of the Iranians, they were mad that Italians think they have no penis at all. And as such, they have to cover it up so that they don't see something they've never seen before. Listen. I think I know why the Italians did this. Someone did not want someone else to start feeling big-headed. That their people's penises are bigger than the other one. That's it. That's the reason. Thank God that when the Iranian leader got to France, the French will not take that nonsense. Instead of taking wine and the alcohol off the table, the French decided, you know what, we cancel lunch and dinner. They said cancel it. Now, my concern is that if this kind of behavior, if it spreads, covering nude statues everywhere that the people from the Middle East are going, when they come to Nigeria, we may be forced to cover up Kosi or Jacob. and I know that will mess up my day. My day, yeah. And that will be a cultural suicide for Nigeria. So we can't allow that. Now, talking about covering things up, in Kenya, a Supreme Court judge is being accused of taking $2 million in bribe to rule in favor of a candidate for governor of Nairobi.
We begin in the judiciary, where the news is tightening on Supreme Court Judge Philip Tunoi, who is accused of receiving a bribe from Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. Chief Justice William Mutunga has now called a special session of the Judicial Service Commission to discuss the damning allegation.
Yeah, it happened. I know. The news headline said that the news is tightening. I'm like, so does that mean that Olisametu got a better deal? The news is tightening around the judge's neck. $2 million in bribe. Wow. You would think there is only one Olisametu in Africa, but apparently they're everywhere. Yes. Anyway, the man accused Judge Philip Tunoi has denied the charges leveled against him. Oh, listen to him.
I've never met him personally or at close range, but I've never shaken his hand. I've never seen him.
Wow. Oh yeah. He has never met his accuser, not even at any close range. He has never shaken his hand. He has never seen him. It then follows that he has never signed a check, has never given or received any bribe. That's how it goes, Meanwhile, the chief judge of Kenya, the Supreme Court, said that these charges are grave, and he vowed to act due to the public interest on this matter. Yes. I'm like, what? Is that allowed? When is public interest more important than private interest? Yes. Tell me about it. This Kenyan self, they surprise me. Yes. I don't know. Now, this is the funny part. A journalist swore that he personally delivered the bribe to the judge. Oh, no, I didn't make it up. Listen.
A former journalist with CAS FM claimed in the affidavit that he acted as a conduit between Justice Tunoi and the Nairobi governor to deliver the bribe that he says was meant to influence the Supreme Court.
A journalist. Despite this Eritrean marriage story, I have a brand new respect for Nigerian journalists. Yes. When they collect bribe and deliver it to a judge, they don't make a fuss out of it. Yes. Kenyan journalists, they appear to be confused about their job description. I've been wondering why. Who taught this Kenyan journalist this nonsense? And then I had it on Kenyan TV. Of course, where else? Watch.
Miseducating the masses?
Teachers' unions now rubbish World Bank report that showed that 60% of Kenya's teachers cannot speak English.
Can you believe that? 60% of Kenyan teachers cannot speak English. I said, get out of here. Now, if 60% of Kenyan teachers cannot speak English, what will the figure look like for Nigeria? I mean, let's ask this teacher from Edo State. Watch.
Repeat that sentence.
Okay. Make I start that.
Oh, okay. Make I start again. Don't worry. Buhari spent 3 days last week in Kenya. Oh yeah, look at him.
Yes.
Oh. Wait. Is that his stomach? What am I seeing? Can you zoom closer to that? But the 2016 budget is yet to pass. How come his stomach is already coming out? What will happen when the 1.6 billion Aso Rock food budget arrives? I'm confused. I can tell you this, that Buhari must have learned one or two things about due process and obeying court orders in Kenya.
Yes.
Oh, he must have. He was there for 3 days.
Yes.
Go and sleep. Make I start again. In corruption news, the EFCC last week questioned a friend of former President Goodluck Jonathan. Oh yeah, Mr. Jide Omokore. You know him?
Yes.
Is that not your friend?
Not my friend.
The man's company, Atlantic Energy, was involved in several questionable oil deals.
Yes.
Oh yeah. According to Premium Times. Now, you know Premium Times did not report about this Eritrean marriage thing. Which tells you something. Anyway, according to Premium Times, the former Minister of Petroleum, Desiani Alison Madeke, awarded Atlantic Energy controlling share in 2 lucrative oil blocks, OML 30 and OML 34.
Wow!
If you got the 31, you lost. Now, Atlantic Energy paid $50 million for the oil blocks, while Shell paid $1.3 billion for just 45% of the share. Get this. Let me slow down so that some people who are mathematically challenged will understand. Atlantic Energy paid for 50% of the shares, paid $50 million, while Shell paid $1.3 billion.
Oh my God!
That's not all. Wow. In 2012, Atlantic Energy, they lifted oil worth $350 million. But they only paid $160 million to the government. In 2013, they lifted oil worth $240 million. But they only paid $68 million to the government.
Wow.
Now, in 2014, the company did not bother to pay anything. They just... So if you think that the Suki Gate matter is coming to an end and you are going to go back to sleep, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yes.
It is the same with those who wish to see the last man standing. You know the person I'm talking about? The man who is standing between us and President Buhari. The only man left to help us put Buhari's leg into fire. I'm talking about no other person but the executive governor of Ekiti State. Honorable Ayo Fayose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week, Mr. Fayose explained why he will continue to criticize Buhari until either Buhari or himself dies.
Yes.
Watch.
I said the money budget passed through this year. Those who doesn't want this budget to be passed through this year, no.
My friend, that is not the video now. What is wrong with you? Put the right video. That was Ayo Fayose passing the 2016 budget in Ekiti. You know, this is how they do it in Ekiti. Make I pass him. Make I pass him. Budget is passed. Bam. That's how they do it. Anyway. Get the right video, Mike. What's wrong with you?
Let me make this very clear. I'm not here because of the federal government. And I'm not going to discuss the federal government. I am here for the Yoruba nation. Issues that relates to Udua and the Yoruba nation.
Then what agenda?
Oh, not again. That is not the video. That was Ayo Fayose visiting Governor Shola. Yeah, to discuss the possibility of getting political asylum in Oduduwa Republic. That was the video. Give me the right video, my friend. Oh, where is Sasha? Why are you messing up my show today? Yeah? If Sasha is not here, you cannot even find ordinary video. Anyway, by the way, Fayose explained that he will keep attacking Buhari because before he became a downfall driver, he used to ride bicycle. And he said that he learned that once you are on a bicycle, if you stop pedaling, you will fall.
Yes.
Smart man. Smart man.
That was a good one.
Meanwhile, all is not well in APC.
Why?
The ruling party. No, all is not well. Yes. The Supreme Court gave the contested Rivers State governorship position to PDP. The judges said that Governor Wike won the election. They said that despite the body language of Mohamed Buhari, they don't care. I tell you, Buhari is losing his mojo.
Yes.
If he can no longer tell the courts what to do, what is left?
You're not supposed to tell the court what to do.
But more importantly, what are we going to do with that hashtag tyrant Buhari? You know the hashtag.
Yes.
What are we going to do if he's no longer a tyrant? What is going on? Anyway, Governor Wike's win at the Supreme Court is a minor thing compared to what Remi Tinubu did. You know Remi Tinubu?
Yes.
The wife of Bola Tinubu.
Yes.
She stood up inside the Senate chambers and said this. Watch.
It's as if they've been used during the campaign. We said this is the government of change, that our change mantra is supposed to change things across board.
I said, what? Wait a minute. Who asked her to say something this outrageous? Yeah? I think I know the suspect. I think you know the suspect.
Yeah.
I think you know. Oh yeah, Remy, go on.
No, we are not the change. When we talk about change, that doesn't mean we are going to just be supporting what is not working.
Send you come.
Wait. You know, we are not when we mean change, that does not mean we are not going to be supporting. Now, even you, Remi Tinubu, you the fear. How bad? Even you. Anyway, despite the fear, Tinubu's wife made a very important point about promises that APC is yet to keep.
Yes.
Watch.
And also, there is this. Just give me a minute. There is this.
Wow.
Okay. Give her a minute. She has something important. Some important stuff to tell us. Give her a minute.
And I think I would like to rest my case here. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, I think I too have raised my case. I raised my case.
Get out of here.
But unlike Remi Tinubu, Senator Ben Bruce, you know him. He does not panic when his colleagues laugh at his presentation.
Yes.
He doesn't. Watch him.
Transporters raised it disproportionately to the cost of what everybody's talking. I wish I was Senate President. I'd beat somebody right now. Now, pay attention.
I know. I wish this man is the Senate President. No. Not because he will hit somebody, some of his colleagues with the hammer. No, that's not what I'm saying. But because of this. Watch.
The real argument government should make is, what is the cost of transportation? If you lived in a kitty and you are going to work and you spend, Dino, put your hands down. And you
he said, Dino, put your hands down. Listen to this one.
2, we must not put your hands down. We must now focus. We talk, no, quiet. But what I'm saying is this. We must review the budget every 3 months and adjust it to reality. For me, Dino,
I tell you, these people are crazy. They are crazy. But they are the people running the country. But so after Ben Bruce put Dino in his place, he went to his favorite sofa, the Twitter, to preach. Here are some examples.
As usual.
Look at him. Look at his tweets. So much for being transparent. I know how much members of the House of Commons make. Meanwhile, I don't live in the UK.
Yes.
And you are telling me that because you can only talk to your constituency.
Yes.
Look at another tweet from him. I said, Ben Bruce, we the people, we are willing to support you. But you need to be brave enough to name the luxuries that you people are enjoying. You can't be saying that you're enjoying luxuries that should be tell us what it is. We will support you.
Public information.
Nonsense.
Yes.
Now, I know what people are saying. Forget all those people. Tell us what happened on your way to Eritrea. I know. For a moment last week, all roads led to the Eritrean embassies across Africa. As African men rushed to get to the East African country to marry. Now, a news report stated that men in Eritrea they've been mandated to marry 2 wives or go to jail. Oh yeah, I saw the reports to myself, While people were still lining up at the embassies across Africa, Dr. Damages received the first picture of the first Nigerian who made it into the country and collected his own 2 wives. Watch. That's it. I know. The man he turned around and said to the press, if I could get mine, so can you. Even reporters forgot their job and went to Eritrea. Now, thanks to Eritrean story, Nigerian women now know what their men really think about them. Yeah, they now know the kind of women Nigerian men are interested in. Most importantly, Nigerian women now know that to get a Nigerian man excited, it's not just enough to bleach your skin. Yes. You have to do more. Yes. Straighten some things, you know what I mean? Now, African journalists are so dumb. Yeah.
Doctor, you're
I'm not one of them, no. They did not even know the country called Eritrea before the story broke. Because if they knew, they would have known that in that country, most part of that country, women pay dowry to marry men.
That's a good thing.
They pay dowry.
Really?
Yeah. And it doesn't come cheap. The average dowry consists of 4 cows at a price of 2,000 each. Can you imagine that? Immediately an idea came into me. This idea was, how many Nigerian men do we need to send to Eritrea to marry their women? And by doing that, we raise enough money for the budget 2016. I know, if you can calculate that, please send your answer to femiadeshina@asorok.com.
That's one of our expectations.
Yeah. Is that his email address? I don't know. Send him, because that's a plan. We can send like 300,000 men, go and marry them, they get the cows, we sell the cows, we pay for our budget.
Why not?
Anyway, when I say that most Nigerian news sources check and recheck their stories before they rush to publish, people think I was kidding. This Eritrean story proved it. My question to you is this. Is your news source still credible and reliable if it was fooled by this marriage story? And how often do they make this kind of mistake of publishing unverified stories? I'm just telling you, check your source. Anyway, last week, I told you of awards that President Goodluck Jonathan won. Now, this week, he won more. The world, they continue to celebrate the man. Yeah, more awards. There is one given to him by Sun Times newspaper here in America. Have you seen the paper? No. Don't go to any newsstand looking for it. You're not going to see it. Don't even look for them on the web, But he won that award. He won another one in DC. They're everywhere. They're giving him. I tell you, I see the Nobel Prize coming his way.
Yes.
But before that happens, the Economist of London gave him their own award. Oh yeah. In an editorial published last week, the paper called our hero of democracy ineffectual buffoon. What?
What?
Grammar.
Did they do that? Ineffectual buffoon. Jesus. How? This is how they put it. Let me just read the whole sentence for you. Just pay attention. Pay attention. I'm hot. Pay attention. Okay, pay attention. It says the government has cracked down on corruption, talking about Buhari, which had flourished under the previous president, Goodluck Jonathan. An ineffectual buffoon who let politicians and their cronies fill their pockets with impunity. I don't like this one bit.
I don't too.
The Economist magazine should mind their own business. Don't insult our hero of democracy. It is the business of Dr. Damages to define our heroes. Not you, the economist. I don't insult your prime minister. Who is that? Their prime minister, by the way. Who is David? Who? Leave our hero of democracy alone. This is the segment we call Secrets of
Picture.
It's based on the premise that a picture is worth more than 1,000
words.
Now, the picture you're looking at is a picture of a classroom in Nigeria in 1950. Somewhere in Nigeria in 1950, this is the picture of a classroom. Now, take a close look at that picture. You will see that guy at the extreme end. Look at him, that one. Yeah, that one. Doesn't he look like Olusegun Obasanjo? You see, that's what I'm saying. The secret of this picture is that when Obasanjo, when you hear him say that he is the father of modern Nigeria, he really means it. He's not lying. Coming from this humble beginning and getting to where he is now, where he owns the biggest hotel in Ogun State, the largest share in Transcorp, and one of the biggest farms in Africa. It gives him the moral authority to scold other people and tell them they are corrupt. You understand? Yeah. Like the letter he wrote to the National Assembly. Anyway, I don't want to go into that. Until next week, we'll get into that. Now, here are some stories making headline news across Nigeria this week. Buhari fighting insurgency with the equipment I bought, says Jonathan. you know, this is what I said. I said, my friend, you are destroying your last hope. You know, this because your defense in this trial coming up is that you don't know. But now that you are saying that they are using your weapons, that means you know something about how the money went. You know, I'm just telling this advice. You know, I'm just helping you. Don't say things like this. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Just stick to that line that you are not saying anything now. It's better. Supreme Court upholds Governor Wike's election. Did you hear that? Yeah. Big story. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's big. It's big. Did I hear you say when will Buhari stop controlling the courts, telling them what to do? Remember?
Is he controlling the court?
I don't know. Anyway, Nigerian army officers ordered to declare their assets. Whoa. This is big. It has never happened before. That is awesome. Now, what I'm saying is that they must not forget their concubines, the ones they left in Liberia, in Congo, in Rwanda, anywhere they went to fight any war. They leave concubines. They must not, for security reasons. That's what I'm saying. When you declare your asset, make sure you mention their name, Margaret and. There is a tompolo waiting to be born in all Niger Delta people. This is the statement by Ijo elders. So in every Niger Delta person, there is a tompolo in the person. You know, that made me start to think, does it then follow that there is an Obasanjo waiting to be born in every Nigerian soldier? I mean, I'm thinking, okay, listen to this soldier talking, ex-soldier talking, listen to him.
The Obasanjo's leveling of what could take place in some of such communities if they cannot push out these guys. Now we clear human rights violations. If we go like that. Here we go again. Now they've got rights, don't they? Yes, here we go again.
Don't you see? There's an Obasanjo in him. Metu gets 300 million bail for tearing own statement. He tore his own statement he wrote for the EFCC. I'm like, a raw, So how much will a man get for tearing his Uniport PhD thesis? How much do you think you should get it for bail if you tear your... Does he even have anything written? Anyway. Okay. I had orders from above to make sure Metu arrives court in handcuffs. Yeah, that is what the prison official is saying. Now, let me tell this man. Remember that Dasuki also had orders from above to share our money. But now he's the one explaining things. So be careful what order you are getting. You may have to explain for yourself. Aviation sector is collapsing, says the federal government. In fact, they cried out. If they look around, they may actually be shocked that many more things are collapsing. But I don't think they are looking around. They're just seeing the aviation is collapsing. Everything is collapsing. Anyway. I knew I would be a star at 11 years. Ronaldo, you know the guy. He said he knew at 11 that he would be a star. And that people are praising him. Listen. I, Dr. Damages, I knew I would be a doctor. the moment I failed jam 3 times. That was when I said, I'm going to be a doctor.
And you are?
Obviously, and I'm a doctor. Jonathan government issued multi-billion naira rice importation quota last days in office. He called them and said, take, eat, do this in remembrance of me. He wasn't giving it out. Do this in remembrance of me. Man of God buries bodies under his church. You know, when men of God are now killing people and using them as foundation.
Hey!
Now, this is my concern. When a man of God is burying dead bodies as foundation for his church, imagine where he will bury your tithes.
Hey!
I'm just saying, you have to be concerned about that. It's time for your...
Amen!
It's time for your email. What to just, you're back.
Yes,
So, do we have emails today?
every time you tell me I'm back, should I just go and not come
No,
back?
you know, sometimes after what you did last year, I became afraid. You know, when we don't see you, I panic. I said you're back. I'm happy to see you.
I'm back and I'm proud.
All right. So, do we have emails today?
Every day, doctor.
Okay, let's hear them.
Okay, our first email is from Uzo Ogan.
Uzo sound like my name, my friend. Yeah. Okay.
Well, let me.
Okay, let's see.
He writes, Dr. Damages,
Yes.
or whatever you call yourself. That's your friend, all right?
Wait.
He said, I just managed to watch one of your shows.
Manage.
You are just annoying. Please quit this stupidity. It is neither informative, educative, nor entertaining. Your attempt to be funny makes you look and sound stupid. You suck.
Wait, let me see.
And you said that's your friend.
Is that a real email?
Uzo. Uzo.
This man has finished me. Tomato, must you start with this kind of email?
Listen, that's what I saw. I'm reading. Just the messenger.
I'm shaking. Uzo. I'm so sorry you feel this way. I hope you will continue to watch. One day I will stop being annoying. That's a promise. No, it's not like APC promise. That's a promise. One day I will stop being annoying.
We hope.
No, let me tell you. I know. It's bitter, you know, things. But bitter things sometimes, like bitter cola, you know, they are good for your health. I know sometimes when you watch this, you feel bitter because it's not saying what you want him to say. I feel the same way too. We are in the same boat. The guy is annoying. Next.
Doctor. Our second email is from Emio. He writes.
Oh, Emmy, that's a name?
Emmy, that's what they put. So I just read.
Wow. What does he want?
They said, dear Dr. Damages, there's a big problem in Nigeria. And with Nigerians, if we expect thieves like senators to pass laws that will put them in prison, a thief can never find what he stole. The senators in Nigeria are all thieves.
What?
And we as people cannot expect thieves to develop the country. Another big problem in the country is that most Nigerians are liars and thieves. Thieves again.
This guy must be from Ghana. Keep going.
If Nigerians know that their leaders are corrupt and are stealing, yet they do nothing about it, then they are thieves like themselves.
Wow.
Look at all the leaders of the churches. They steal from the people to buy cars and jet planes. They are supposed to preach the truth. Instead, they are stealing.
Wow.
Martin Luther King was not a liar, nor a thief. That is why he could lead the civil rights movement in America. Until Nigerians start telling the truth and stop stealing, we cannot move forward in the country.
Wow.
Hey!
Neo is mad. He is mad as hell.
Oh.
Now, I'm sure we can find one or two people in the Senate who are not thieves. Maybe one, or maybe, you know. As for Nigerians, I can say that they are not all thieves. At least those who are watching this show now, they are not thieves. They are good people. Hi, Aisha. Next.
Here you go again. Our third email is from Kenny from Doha.
Hey, Kenny, yeah, that's my friend.
He said, dear Dr. Damages, I commend you and your team for doing a good job. More grease to your elbow.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot express how disappointed I am in several advertisements on CNN of shameless Nigerian banks and mobile service providers, which I believe you see frequently since you are a resident in the US. My point is that why can't these people think and ask themselves, How many financial institutions in the world advertises on CNN? Despite the pitiful state of the Nigerian economy and her currency, it is unfortunate that the only thing we can market to the world is our banks and ridiculous glow network. Can someone talk sense to the CEOs of these banks to bury their shameful head in the mud and realize that no sensible investor will bring their funds to Nigeria with all the mess on ground? Countries like Kenya, South Africa, and Indonesia, to mention a few, are advertising meaningfully on TNM. So they should take a clue from them. Please help talk sense into their empty heads.
Hey, thank you, Kenny. You know, I like your observation. You know, people who are thinking. I was shocked last week when I saw Dangote advertise on CNN GPS. Oh yeah, I was like, as a nationalist, the first instinct was to say, yes, Nigeria.
You did
CNN,
it.
yes.
You did it.
I said, Americans are saying Dangote, yes. And then I asked myself, will Dangote's company, with its ethical manners, survive a month in America? Hell no. It would have been taken over by the government and broken up. But in Nigeria, it's a monopoly. It's in charge everywhere. Nonsense. Next!
Our fourth email is from Jimo Sule. He writes, Dr. Damages, I do follow your program. It gives tips on what's happening in the world. And your diagnostics are for real, I must say.
Thank you.
I would like you to help diagnose Fayose of Ekiti State. He seems to be suffering from an undiscovered illness.
What?
Also, would like to know how you came about the name Tomato Juice. Could that be a botanical name or something? Botanical.
Thank you, Jimo. Thank you so much. If Fayose were to be an elephant, what he's suffering from would have been called elephantiasis. But since he's Fayose, we in the medical field, we call his illness Phayotiasis. As for Tomato Juice, her name is an anatomical name for... What did I say? Anatomic? No. I mean psychological for... Never mind. Kids are watching. Next.
I'll pray for you. Our fifth email is from Paul Marshall in Vienna, Austria.
That's my friend. I know. Yeah, we used to eat TCU. Yeah,
I'm sure
together.
you always talk about him.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
He writes, please, doctor, you are the voice of the Nigerian voiceless. Tell the presidency to forget about the missing or money laundering of the past government and focus on how we can move forward. Please, if he feels like the past government, we will use our electoral mandate to unseat him in the next general election.
Wow.
Holla Tomato Juice for me and keep the flag flying higher. We are behind you, the quack doctor.
Paul.
I'm just kidding, though.
Paul, did you just call me quack?
Quack.
Anyway, no shaking. Unlike someone that I know, whose PhD we haven't seen, my MD certificate is right there in my office. From John Hopkins University. We don't hide it. You can go and ask the university. Anyway, about the government, do you think they don't know there's an election coming up in 2019? They know. And I'm sure they don't want Jonathan to win the election. You know the way he's winning an award now. He may come back in 2019 and win the election.
Why not?
So they're aware of what you're talking about. You know? But let me tell you this. If you don't know where the rain started to beat you, you won't know where it stopped. I'm just saying. There's something deep for you to think about.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, our sixth and final email is from Ogbeni from Middlesex, UK.
Ooh, he's our friend, yeah.
Your friend. You can keep him. He writes, Doc, my docky.
Oh, yeah.
Firstly, my apologies for referring to you as a quack in my last submission.
They will confess, all of them. They will confess. Confession time.
Your many diagnoses lately have proved your ace factor. A few points from me to our political leaders and media. War on corruption is sensational as it is, but it is not the whole story. We need other headlines, sensational as well, from our ministers on how they are steering the country. I am personally in no doubt as to their ability, but visions need to be articulated to the electorate. The president of the EFCC should set a target of how much they intend to recover from the goat and set a time frame to give updates on the yam vomiting.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. You know, like they say, the mouth that speaketh bad will one day speaketh truth.
Hey!
Yes. Now, as for the media, all of you calling me quack doctor, you are going to speak a truth one day. Anyway, as for the media, they will always follow stories that readers want to read. Do you know that people who are in prison all over Nigeria, I mean, I'm talking about Olisa, Meto, and Dasuki, they were so happy this week over this Eritrean story. You know, just for the moment, they were like, oh, people, I know Dasuki, and they couldn't go to Eritrea to get a wife. But for that moment, they were like, these Nigerians are off our back. They have something to think about other than us. Hey, you know. So that's how the media works. It doesn't matter what the government is doing. If they give some people, readers, what they want, they will enjoy it. Did I answer his question?
Well, he got what he wanted.
Now, thank you guys for all the emails. That's all the time we have for emails. Please keep sending your emails to drdamages@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter @DrDamages. Now, here is my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book, The Children Are Our Future by Ann Landers.
They are.
Oh, yeah. And it says, it is not what you do for your children, but what you have taught them to do for themselves that will make them successful human beings. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You heal yourself!
So, Tomato Juice,
What's
what
up?
did they teach you that made you a successful human being?
The answer is spending. The answer is spending. They don't know that we're still shooting.
Use that one the next time.
Yeah.
Use that one now. This American license.
For what? No.
That one would not be more like
Look at them, they busted into us.
I know, they don't know that we're still shooting.
No, we're not done.
No, it's okay. Doctor, let's go.
Let's go. See you next time. Until next time, see you. I don't know, these people, they just came here and confused me.
Welcome to Fayose Luxury Hotel. At Fayose Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Fayose Luxury Hotel. We are located at #1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 080-7578-7135 or 080-9990-0601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.fayosehotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Fayose Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.